Hey everybody, and welcome back to NW Farms. You can see we're sitting here next to the John Deere 260. We've got our Coons tie grabber attached to the front of it, and we are officially installing our 12-volt power switch excuse me, to control our grapple for our tie option for the valve switch. This is a factory John Deere switch for the actual joysticks of this machine. What I did is actually ordered another 2-speed switch, so it's a true on-off switch. It's not like the horn button where it's just a momentarily press. $300, give or take, for this switch, but it allows me to mount it right in the factory location on the joystick, which is what I wanted. So I guess it's me being picky, it cost me money. So I've got a brand new spool of, I think it was 14 gauge wire, and I picked up a 12 gauge inline fuse to go on it, so it's going to be fused at the battery. That way if we was to have a short between the battery and there, shorter distance to burn the machine down. So we've got to run this inside the cab, tie into this harness at the bottom of the joystick, and then come back out of the cab, and we're going to come up the boom on the inside, down through the side. You notice I've got these little adhesive locks that we're going to use to attach it to the inside of the boom and then come out up toward the front. And up here in the front, they use a 2-prong weather pack Deutsch style connector that I had some male ends of. That was the only thing. So maybe you're able to see me. So we're in the cab of the 260. So this machine here came, this was a standard flow machine, meaning hydraulics are not high flow hydraulics. And to operate the auxiliary circuit on it, you actually, this is unlocked. To operate it, you roll this handle down or out, and that's what operates auxiliary. This button here is the horn. This here is for 2-speed, for if I want a high speed or a low speed, depending on what I'm trying to do. And then I have 2 extra buttons here that don't have anything in it. They're just plugged off. I'm gonna stick my pick down in here and I'm gonna pull that plug out. And so that I should be able to feed my new button down in through here and fill this up, and then we will have to, the bad part about this is we're gonna have to flip the cab up, I think. Yeah, we'll have to flip the cab to get underneath the joystick, which is not bad, but the more I do it, the more it gets to be a little harder on me to do it. Okay, got my switch here. Let me give me some tape and tape those up. Honestly, we could cut the ends off of them, which would probably be better, and then tape them up, because I'm not going to use, this is set up for a 3-prong weather pack plug, and we're not going to use that. What we're actually going to do is we're going to connect on, I think it's the green and yellow and the number 2 wire, and that will send 12 volts through this switch whenever we actually need it to power up to the actual control over there. So let me get a pair of cutters and I'll cut those ends off. One thing that does make me a little nervous about this is I'm not sure, I don't think this is a very high amp draw. If we find out that the switch is getting hot from drawing this power through there, what we'll do is we'll go back and down at the battery on the machine we'll wire in like a starter solenoid, and make it to where it will be an internally grounded solenoid, and this will just be a control button for that solenoid. But I don't think it is, because they don't really, there again, they don't say in the manual how much power is going to be going through it. Just having to work that guy down in there. All right, so now when it's time to operate out in the field, let me grab the handle that comes with this and I'll show you why I done it this way. Okay, so this is the handle that comes with the tie grabber, and Norden wants you to take this handle and worm gear clamp it to your actual joystick. I had seen some guys mount them off on the side of their cab, but to me, every way you mounted that, from an operator standpoint, I'm gonna have to take my hand off this joystick and go up here and hit that button to make the machine run. Whereas with this right here, the way I've got it set up now with the factory switch in that location, as we're rolling out across through the field, when I get ready for it to tie, all I got to do is, and I'm done. There's no, I don't have to move my hand elsewhere in the cab. I'm right here on my joysticks right where I need to be at, and all I gotta do is hit that button, and it's gonna do its deal. So it's just, for me, that's one less thing I have to think about. And so it simplifies the process, makes it a lot cleaner. I don't have to worry about taking this handle in and out, hitting it with the door, bumping it, getting in and out, it being in the way. It's just simplicity. So yeah, that switch is expensive, but we probably won't have to buy any more of them. Okay, so let me clean the cab out. We'll go ahead and flip the cab up, and then while we got the cab up, we'll go ahead, run all our wiring down the side of the boom and make over to the plug. Lord, dude. Once again, 11.9 volts. Alright, just like what we're supposed to. Okay, so I'll turn the key off and then we'll finish wiring up. so that's got us pretty much installed. I got a zip tie up to the hoses a little cleaner. I left this kind of long, and I'm gonna leave it to where that whenever we don't have the accumulator on, you can do something like that with it. Let me grease this up and we'll pull up here and pin on and we'll test it and see. I've not ever used one of these, so we're gonna have to learn together. So we can at least test their work. Alright guys, so we got our wiring done for our switch on the accumulator. I just pinned it on and just tested it, and everything works like it should. I'm gonna have to go back and do some reading on it to make sure that we're gonna operate it right. I think that I don't quite understand how that the twine, because when you drive into the pack, that twine's already gonna have to be strung out there so that whenever you drive in and squeeze on it, that it's gonna automatically be on the machine side, because it doesn't run a full circle. It only runs it runs 3/4 of a circle. So I got to figure out how we're supposed to load the twine and make it to where that it'll already be there whenever we go to pushing the hay into it. So I'm gonna go back and do some reading and stuff, but everything's gonna work just like what I wanted to. So what you initially do whenever you go to use that is you go up to the pack, hover over top of it, drop down on it, or run up in it, and then squeeze it, and the hooks roll in. Once the hooks roll in, you release the auxiliary button back to the neutral position, hit the power button to make the spool valve change, and then that makes it to where you can run the run around it, put the twine on it. So I'm gonna go do some reading, and we'll see what it actually works like when we get hay on the ground. We got another week of rain every day this week. So I wish we were haying, but we're not. So more equipment working on videos. I backed the 4230 in here. I'm fixing to start on it. It's gonna get load shaft seals. Probably gonna go ahead and do Grove conversions on the hydraulic remotes on it. And may even go ahead and build them because they're bypassing just like the 44 was too. So let me get some parts ordered and get some stuff tore apart. We'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching. If you're not a subscriber, would love to have you as a subscriber. Help our channel grow. Leave us a like and a comment.